again, when you're just really pursuing the things that you're passionate about, the things that align with your beliefs, it naturally gravitates to you. It has to have a purpose. It's so easy to get lost in the problem, but when you step back and really assess it from different angles, then you see there are actually different ways on dealing with it.
Hello, welcome to the Chill Mom Boss Show, where we believe that your mom boss goal is possible with a little bit of determination and the right strategies. So today, to give you more inspiration, we're doing interviews with successful mompreneurs. Like today, we have Christine Buyco-Sy with us, the founder of Human Nature Singapore. Christine is a mom of 2 girls, 2 energetic and cheerful girls just like her. She's an architect, an urban designer, and an entrepreneur all rolled into one. She's like the ultimate mom boss. She founded Human Nature Singapore, a cosmetic and skincare brand that promises 100% no harmful chemicals. Oh, that's interesting.
This is very challenging actually, because the more you put in preservatives to extend the shelf life, because it's very challenging to put stuff on the shelf and having to pull it out if it's short expired, right?
Yes.
So, but we believe in just using natural ingredients. So that's why it's really all natural ingredients.
Okay, so I want to know why 100% no harmful ingredients? Is this something that your daughter was?
Yeah, so my daughter, when she was born, she had eczema. So I was just using, the normal mass marketed products and didn't really know about all this natural and organic world out there. So I started using organic products. The problem is they're really double the price of the usual baby products. And it can really put a big dent on your, household budget. So when I was vacationing in Philippines, I found Human Nature. So it's really a social innovation at heart. Human Nature was founded to really help poor farmers provide sustainable livelihood. So that's why they set up this Human Nature Foundation to really assist poor farmers. Yeah, and the whole concept behind it was we don't want to be harmful to our skin and also to the environment. Because once you provide non-biodegradable and all these harmful chemicals, it doesn't hurt us only, but also our earth.
Yes,
so
it's true.
That's where the whole concept came from.
So Human Nature was founded in Philippines and you brought it into Singapore.
Yes, that's right.
See. And I saw that it's now available on your website.
Yes.
And also you've got a lot of stockists too. So how did you start? Like, do you just go knock on doors on?
Yeah, there was a lot of cold calls. That's really part and parcel of it. But it was a long process, and I think you have to speak really from your own point of view. So I gave natural birth without epidural. Twice. I looking back at it, I didn't know that was possible. So the first time was Lamas. But that didn't really work for me because I found that I'm more of a visual person. So the second time I did hypnobirthing, which was really great. Okay. So I did twice, and then I breastfed for like up to 4 years old and all that. So the whole natural concept was natural to me.
Right.
So when I go to events and speak about being natural, I come from a place of practice.
Yes, correct. You've always been all natural all the way, so why not use natural products?
Yes, so it's a natural progression and extension of that belief. So I think once you tell that to people, they believe you. You believe. It's not like just you're marketing a product for itself, but you believe that this is an advocacy.
Correct. So you truly live it.
Yeah. So it was easier to sell, I guess, when you're having more of a story behind it.
Yes, definitely, and also because you're living it, and it's like a philosophy of your life, right? Because you believe in all these all natural products, and there's quite a bit of products too.
I know.
Body care, skincare, cosmetics.
I know. So when I actually approached the manufacturer, Dylan Wilk, who was here in Singapore, he had a talk at Suntec.
I see.
Yeah. So. I told him that I actually just wanted to carry the baby and kids care because I wouldn't know how to carry the cosmetics, the beauty. But then he said, this is a whole concept of living natural. You can't just be your baby or kids doing natural and you as a mom is not, using natural products. So, but I definitely started marketing it as a baby and kids product, and when moms actually use it for their kids, they naturally end up using it for themselves as well. So again, it just kind of avalanche.
Okay, so interesting. So you went to found this product in Philippines. So how did you bring it in? So this is for moms who they see an interesting product overseas and they like to bring it to the Singapore market. So what are the steps that they need to know?
Yeah, it's very interesting because I don't have a background at all in sales and marketing. Like I said, I'm a trained architect and urban designer, but that's really full-time, overtime, weekends kind of work. So I already knew before that when I do decide to have children, I would want to be hands-on. So that idea of maybe having a business would allow me that flexibility. But again, when you're just really pursuing the things that you're passionate about, the things that align with your beliefs, it naturally gravitates to you. So I think that's really the story behind
what are the actual steps?
So
you negotiate the sole distributor.
After I gave birth, I did part-time architecture and urban designer, and then when I went back, so I accidentally found human nature. So I said, maybe, okay, I don't have this background, but maybe I'll try to learn more. And so that's where I found a lot of fellow mompreneurs, like Moms at Work and mom bloggers. So I kind of learned from them. They have all these talks and seminars. So I learned from there how to bring in products, how to apply at Accra, BizFile. So I really did it from the scratch. From scratch, and naturally it extended from there.
So what's the biggest learning experience from being a distributor of a brand? So what's the biggest mistake that you tell people if they like to also bring in a product from overseas, and this is the thing that you should look out for? Don't make the same mistake.
My biggest mistake, not for human nature, but for other brands, because I started bringing in food products as well. Slowly bringing in organic food, is that you shouldn't start on a business when you don't have the sole distributorship. Because some others I just want to test this product in the market, and then suddenly when you approach different retailers, they might just go directly to the source and cut you off. So you learn these little things along the way, but for me it really was a journey. So just really learning along the way, and one thing that I've learned is a lot of seminars would help, especially if you're not from that background. So like Facebook seminars, how to market it via Instagram or Google Ads, and how to create a brand versus. But I think ultimately what I learned is it has to have a purpose, not just because I talked to some moms. I said, how do you end up getting profit in the end? So for me, it wasn't the idea or the goal wasn't to really get the profit, but to have again that advocacy to bring affordable natural products out there. And so if you're coming from this place, I think it's easier to push it out there.
Correct. And it also gets you through the hard days because that's your purpose. You want people, you want to spread this good thing that you learn, right? It's like providing values to people. And because if you come from a place of profit, it's easy to give up halfway if the profit's not coming in.
That's true.
What's all this for? I think money is important. It's like a tangible measurement to how well you're doing, but it shouldn't be the sole purpose. So you got it right. So lots of learning, lots of just keep learning, and that really helped for you.
Really having that higher purpose of filling in a need that you're out there to help I think that
Awesome.
should be the driver. Of
I
it.
love
Yeah.
that. Thank you.
Yeah.
And so, okay, you're an architect, you're an urban designer. Are you still doing those
Yes.
two?
So I
wow.
have a consultancy firm,
Mhm.
but this is based in Philippines
Okay.
because I have all my stuff there.
Yeah.
So I just fly in once in a while to
Mm.
present the project when needed.
Ah, I see. So, okay, I need to know your
Yeah.
typical day. How do you balance the two and, be a hands-on mom too
Yeah,
as well?
So I actually thought about this. I think that the word balance is the tricky part.
Yes.
Because I think in reality, there really is no balance.
I agree.
that one is a word that shouldn't be used for moms.
Mhm.
I think, like for me, I know I prioritize family. So that shouldn't be a balance between family and work because I know family would always go first. So if you ask me, there's an important meeting and then my daughter is in a swim team, has a swim competition, I would definitely choose the swim competition
Yeah.
over the big meeting.
Yeah.
So I think recognizing that helps you plan things better because you're not like in a denial. How do I always balance these two things together?
Mm.
So as long as you manage to put in all the important things for the family, then the work part will just weave through around it creatively. Like I could find different ways of meeting the requirement for the business, which is in accordance to the family schedule. So that's how I would. So it doesn't confuse me because I know what comes first,
Yeah.
and then I just let the business part integrate. Yeah.
Awesome. Sounds great. So how old are your children?
They're 9 and 7.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's getting better now because
Yeah.
when I started Human Nature, I was breastfeeding, and so she was a baby warrior. So everywhere I go, even traveling back to Manila to secure distributorship,
Yeah.
she was attached to me. She was attached to me. So 6 months old, she was there with me. Even when I was doing 3-day expos or trade shows at Singapore Expo, something,
Wow.
she was there attached to me.
So she's seen you through this journey and she was there.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, and actually this helps a lot if you actually put your children as a stakeholder, as part of what you're doing, because they feel being part of what you do. And so when during trade shows, for example, I would, like my daughter at that time was 2 or 3, she learned how to count. Okay, you help mommy count inventory. And then you help me prepare what we need to bring to the expo. So now, when the time comes, when you have to leave them for 3 days, right, they know. Because, okay, now we've prepared everything. Now it's mommy's turn to try and sell all these products.
Yeah.
So when they feel that they're part of that, they don't feel so
Disconnected.
disconnected.
That mommy has to work
Yeah.
and why.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and making them understand. Sometimes we expect them to just do it naturally, but when they're actively a participant, the concept of mommy is really going out there to sell. They get it. It's not like a vague concept to them anymore. What did she mean by selling or have to leave us here on our own? So if they're part of it, it becomes a graspable concept. And of course it helps when I'm away for 3 days, then I would set up play dates, have a day out with daddy. So yeah, so that's how it has worked for me.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And has your husband always been supportive?
Yeah, I think all the mompreneurs would agree that we can only be successful if you have the full support of your husband and your family.
Yeah.
Because there will be plenty of days when they have to take over,
Yes.
Take over the kids, take over the household even.
Yeah.
So if you don't have it, will be very hard. I
That's
think.
great.
Yeah.
That's great. That's good to know. And then I think you talked about when you have the purpose and when things get tough, that keeps you going.
Yeah.
What have you learned recently that blew you away?
Okay, I actually have this idea. I just finished a course at MIT.
Oh.
Yeah, so I took a course in design and innovation, which really, more on the business and architecture. So I was able to use it for both professions. But we talk about really always observing how you think. So that was really a big thinking for me, that you have to have a higher thinking to always assess how you are thinking. So
Oh, wow,
that's a really
okay.
that's a really
Elaborate.
but it's really a good concept because you think that you are thinking the right way. Okay, I have this problem, or maybe I should tackle it that way. But then there's another thinking higher above it. They call it actually meta thinking, where they think, are you approaching this the right way? Are you thinking about it the right? Because you can actually arrive at a solution from a different angles. Yeah, but are you approaching the problem? And they even say that when you have a problem, actually a lot of it should go to problem making and not problem solving. Because if you don't define the problem really well, your solution might not be the correct one. So maybe 60 to 70% should be problem making. You really make the problem very clear. And then 30 or 40 would just be on the problem solution, because it's a lot easier when you break it down and attack that problem. And you know, it brings me to this idea when moms ask me like, when do I start? How do you? Sometimes it's so easy to overanalyze and, you know, just procrastinate and all that. But sometimes there's just no better way than to jump in and go for it.
That's right.
So they always tell us, whenever you have an idea, fail fast.
Yes, right.
That's right.
I love that. Thanks for sharing that with me.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, that's true, right? When you really think of, sometimes you really think about a problem really deep, and you get to kind of like the essence of it, and it's just only one way to solve it. That's correct. Instead of like, oh my god, what should I do? And be frazzled and everything. Thank you.
So that was really when I thought about when they told us, but it was actually a strategy on attacking archi design project, you know, architectural. But when I look back at it, it's actually applicable to all art, to everything, because it's the way you think.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the way you think. And sometimes it's so easy to get lost in the problem. But when you step back and really assess it from different angles, then you see there are actually different ways on dealing it.
Yeah, dealing it. And if it doesn't work the first time, fail fast.
Fail fast. It's better than just what if.
Correct.
So even in architecture, when we have a design concept, you might not know it will work or not. As long you better go there, make the model, put it on site, and test it out. Because the more you are invested in the idea, the longer or the harder it is to pull yourself away from it. So the more time you invest on, will this really? You have no choice but to make it work, because you have invested so much time on it. So that's why you have to fail fast. If it doesn't work, move on to a new one.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. I agree. I totally agree with that. So what's your long-term plan for the business, for Human Nature?
Oh, okay. This is funny because just the other day my daughter was saying, you know, I'm also gonna be a doctor and I'm gonna have a business on the side. Are you sure a doctor and a business on the side?
Well,
doctor
mommy can do it. Why can't your daughter?
So I said, no, I'm gonna run Human Nature. So maybe that's how long term it can get. Like my daughter taking over. So because they see that me being there, present to them at every competition, picking them up, I realized that, you know, when you pick up children from school, that's where all the great stories happen. Because I really see it. When I pick them up from school, I still pick them up every day. And when they, you know, climb into the, mommy, you know what, like this. And then when the daddy comes home at night, what happened, Junine? It was great, good. Like the story starts. The story starts. Wow, I can see the big difference there. So they can see that, so I think that's why they had this idea as well, that when they have children on their own, that they will kind of multitask as well.
Yes, of course, because we learn what we see. So they can see that mommy and daddy can juggle so many things, and everything is possible. So naturally they just learn that values and attitude.
That's true. So that's what they said, that the younger one would probably assume Human Nature. That's what she was saying.
Okay,
so maybe that's the long-term plan.
Come on to expos. So do you still do expos sometimes?
Oh no, now we're focusing more on digital marketing, because it's really effective, but a lot of less work.
Yeah, so it's already like 6 to 7 years into the business, right?
Yes. And I find also that for us, working in smaller groups, but different small groups, work a lot rather than massive.
Smaller groups?
Like for example, I work with there's a hypnobirthing mom who teaches hypnobirth. So I work with her group and really go in, and so there's that loyalty and creating relationship with your buyers. So I find that's more meaningful. But of course, we still have that at the side, just to be sure that we're out there. But usually we're under the radar because we're more working into small groups.
Yeah. You get to the small groups, and if you have like a core raving fans, and then they will share it with.
And also because
else.
I get frustrated sometimes because you know that you could actually make it a lot bigger, but you're still set back on trying to balance. But a mompreneur told me one time, small children, small company, big children, big company. So,
Okay.
so I hope when they become big, the company can become bigger.
My daughter said that to me as well. Mommy, what are you doing today? What do you have to be done? Oh, can I help you? I'm like, oh, I wish you can help. Please grow up quickly and be my assistant.
That's true. So that's what I tell them. But now they're actually really helping, and they even tell me, mommy, that Instagram is better for younger people than Facebook. They don't like Facebook. And these are just 9 years old people, because they like taking photos. But she doesn't have her social media account yet. Too early. But they like taking pictures and pretending. They're pretending to be YouTubers.
Oh yes,
they like that, right?
Yes, I think these days they don't watch TV anymore. They watch YouTube and this. And
they pretend.
The YouTubers
take the camera out and then click on the subscribe below.
Oh yes, my daughter said, please subscribe, like. Subscribe to what?
That's true.
Okay, so awesome. So thank you very much for your time with us. So how else can our audience find out about you?
Also, they just go online. We have the humannature.com.sg online, and we are at a lot of for the baby and kids. It's all out there in Mother Care, Find the Kids, 1010. So, but we're also in Red Mart. The full range is available at Red Mart. So you can always just include it in your everyday groceries.
Okay, so search for Human Nature on Red Mart and add it to your cart.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much for watching this episode. We hope you enjoy it, and if you do, share it with your friends and families, and all the best. See you next time. Bye-bye.